Reading comprehension, skimming and scanning. One compulsory question for 5 marks or 3 marks will be asked on this. What is skimming and scanning? What is reading comprehension? In simple terms, a passage will be given followed by a certain number of questions. All you have to do is read the passage and answer the questions that are given below it. Though it sounds very easy, it may get difficult and complex if you do not practice it properly. In today's video, we will be looking into some example passages along with questions and answers and what skimming and scanning is all about. Let's get started. Before we dive into the topic, let us know what reading comprehension is. Reading comprehension is the ability to process written text, understand its meaning, and to integrate with what the reader already knows. Now let me give you this example. Something is written on the screen. Can you read what it is? Or this? Or maybe this? Well, if you cannot read this, it means you cannot process written text. They are some words written in Tamil, Malayalam, and Urdu. First and foremost, to initiate the process of reading comprehension, you should be able to process the text. Now here is this word. Can you process this text? Yes, because it's written in English language and you can read it. Let's not get into those intricate details, but I hope you're clear with what reading comprehension is. Now I will be displaying a passage on the screen. I would request you to pause the video, read the passage, and answer the questions in the next slide. Let's see. Once upon a time, there was a curious young boy named Tim. Tim loved to explore the forest near his home. One day, while wandering deep into the woods, he stumbled upon a hidden cave. Inside the cave, he found a mysterious glowing stone. Tim decided to take the stone home with him. Now that was the passage, and here are 5 questions based on this passage. Try answering them. Was it easy? Well, that's all reading comprehension is all about. A passage followed by questions. You should know how to find the answers to those questions. In this passage, what is the name of the young boy in the passage? There was a curious young boy named Tim. So the name of the young boy is Tim. What did Tim love to do near his home? Tim loved to explore the forest near his home. Where did Tim find the mysterious glowing stone? Inside the cave, Tim found a mysterious glowing stone. What word in the passage describes the stone? Mysterious and glowing. Let's take one more example. Passage number 2. In a small coastal town, there was a lighthouse that had been guiding ships safely for generations. It stood tall and proud, overlooking the ocean. Every night, the lighthouse keeper would climb to the top and light the beacon. Sailors depended on its steady glow to find their way home. Here are 5 questions based on passage number 2. Let's see how many questions could you get right. Where was the lighthouse located? The lighthouse was located in a small coastal town, the very first line of the passage. What was the lighthouse main purpose? The lighthouse main purpose was to guide ships safely. Who was responsible for lighting the beacon every night? The lighthouse keeper was responsible for lighting the beacon every night. What did sailors depend on the lighthouse for? The sailors depended on its steady glow to find their way home. Describe the lighthouse in one word. Now it can have different answers. If you look into the passage, it can be tall or proud or tall and proud. Now, before we proceed to the next passage, I want you to know this, students. There are 4 types of questions. Majorly 4 types of questions. Factual or display questions. What is factual or display questions? The answers to this is very specific. It's a fact. For example, when do we celebrate India's Independence Day? It's August 15, and that's a fact, okay? You cannot change these answers. Very similarly, the next two are referential and inferential questions. These questions, in order to answer these questions, you need to go back to the passage, refer to the passage, and infer something from the passage and answer those questions. And the last one is a global question. What is a global question? Global question means there can be different answers for the same questions. One of the major example of a global question is, give a suitable title to the passage. When I give you this question, 100 students can have 100 answers on 100 types of understanding. Whenever a global question is being asked, you can have different answers. You need not copy it from your friend. But when it comes to factual questions, the answer remains the same. Now, before we go to the third passage, let's turn the tables. I want you to read the questions first, write down those questions, and then read the passage. And let's see which was more easier, reading the passage first or reading the question first. So here are the questions for passage number 3. Now that you have read these 5 questions, I will be displaying the passage. Once upon a time, in a bustling city, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily had a special talent. She could communicate with animals. She often spent her afternoons in the park talking to squirrels, birds, and even the neighborhood cats. Her unique ability made her the happiest girl in the city. Now, I want you to pause the video and answer those questions first. Come on, pause it. Do it practically, or else you're not going to learn. Okay, let's see the answers. Where did Lily live? Lily lived in a bustling city. What was Lily's special talent? She could communicate with animals. What did Lily do in the park during her afternoons? Lily talked to squirrels, birds, and neighborhood cats. Which animals could Lily communicate with? Dog, fox, elephant, giraffe, is it? It's not, because those animals are not mentioned in the passage. I keep saying this in my classrooms and I repeat now, please don't do adhika prasanga when it comes to reading comprehension. It's very easily scoreable. Just give the answers that are mentioned in the passage and leave. So which animals could Lily communicate with? Squirrels, birds, and neighborhood cats. How did Lily feel about her ability? Her unique ability made her the happiest girl in the city. Now that we have discussed 3 passages, let's see the terminologies skimming and scanning. What actually skimming and scanning is? Skimming. This technique is used when we want to have a general idea of what the text is about. Let me give you 2 examples. Imagine you're reading a newspaper. Do you read the entire newspaper word by word, bit by bit? No, we don't. What we do is we glance through the newspaper, read the headlines, and just skim through the paragraph and get a general idea of what this article is about. Or imagine you're reading a magazine. You will skim through the magazine. You may spend some more time on the topic that you're interested in, and you may skip the things that you don't like. This is skimming. Skimming is done very quickly, and we only tend to catch the important phrases that will give us an overall idea or gist. What is scanning? First, the example. Imagine I ask you to search for the meaning of the word love in an Oxford dictionary. Will you read the entire dictionary? No. What will you do is you will locate L-O-V-E, that specific word in the dictionary. This is scanning, locating the specific information that is being asked. If you remember, there used to be phone directories which used to be so thick. Did you read the entire phone directory? No. If you wanted Chinnaswamy, Muttuswamy, Venugopala Iyer's number, you would directly go to that alphabet and look for his number. This is scanning. Scanning is a technique which is used when we want to locate specific information. Let me be very clear, students. Your passages that will be asked in the examination will not be so simple. It will be elongated. It will be a little complex. So one example passage will be displayed in the next slide. But before displaying the passage, I would request you to write down the questions. Here are the questions for a long actual passage. Right, now that you have written down or read the questions, I will be displaying the passage. It may look overwhelming, but scan for the answers, okay? Read the question and scan for that specific answer in the passage. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಸರ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು this is necessary in this era we have forgotten what reading is and we feel distracted even when we are reading a small passage okay this is actually very small when you compare it to novels and huge books okay so I want you to read the passage now that you have read the passage let's see what the answers are okay and I will be telling you how to locate it now first let's skim through the passage okay now you start reading the passage clouds are masses of tiny water droplets which means you know that this paragraph has something to do with clouds are classified mainly by their appearance so there are different classifications of clouds mentioned then there is allostrous clouds nimbostrous clouds etc different types of clouds are being mentioned and at last paragraph they have told us why clouds are white and black at the same time now that you have skimmed through the passage scan for the answers why do some clouds change shape you find this answer in the first passage some clouds change shape continuously as parts of the cloud evaporate when they come into contact with the warmer air as simple as that how are clouds classified clouds are classified mainly by their appearance dimension shape structure and texture what are cirrus clouds now you have to locate for where cirrus is it's here cirrus clouds are curly white made of ice crystals at higher altitudes in these clouds water droplets or ice crystals are loosely packed and so light can pass through them without much loss in intensity how do allostratus clouds block the sun allostratus clouds form smooth white or gray sheets across the sky. Sometimes these clouds are so thick that the sun or the moon cannot be seen through it. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you found any value in this video, please mind subscribing to the channel because that helps me make more videos related to your syllabus. Until next time, keep smiling, keep learning.